Testing, testing. Can anyone hear this? Okay, good. Hey, Merkmore. Two, five. And I think that's it. So if anyone else has any cool games they saw this week, feel free to queue them up. As we only got 5 at the moment, and no Micro Machine death. I'll have to get one of those. Yeah, King of the Hill went pretty well for me there. A lot of it's to do with the fact I got to play against an older version of Micro Machine. He's already made some adjustments. Okay, here we go. Found one. 825. Oh, no, wait, that one's already been queued up. Someone else found one. Okay. Whoops. Oh no, those are different. Two different IDs that both end in 825. It's one number off. If anyone's here who has the ability to post in the announcements channel, it'd be cool if you could announce that the community stream is live. I don't think I have that access. I guess I can try. Oh, look at that. I have the power. And not an AI arena. Okay, so we do have some matches today. We got some more beautiful chaos bot games. I mean, what else do we got? Spud versus Eris. Eris is being better very quickly. A cool game out of Cheeseurg. And of course, a Micro Machine loss. And I guess one last thing I should check before we jump into the first game is if there's any new bots that join the ladder this week. Probably be a good time to Look at one of their matches. I don't know the best way to find this, but I think if you go to the bottom of the match queue, gives a good idea. Who needs army? Crustacean. Who needs army was created May 22nd. Yeah, so we can take a look at that one. Crustacean. May 15th. Okay, let's try a who needs army match. All right, and while we do, let's just skip into the first game, which is going to be, I believe, the Eris versus someone game. Tonybot. Is that a new one? So many names I don't recognize. May 17th. Yeah, let's check out Tonybot. Lila. Added May 20th by Candid Clam. We'll check out Lila, I guess. Okay, this is a good amount of games, I think. All right, so what do we got here? We are on Pillars of Gold, and it's Eris versus Spud. So Eris is the new carnation out of Rasper and Paul, known for the Zerg bots. I don't something Paul. I can't even remember the Zerg bot's name. And Spiny. What was that bot called? I don't. I always just called it Paul. Pronounced Spood. Yeah, but then we can't do the potato joke. We say Spood. Spood it is. Oh, Paul's not even on the ladder anymore. Oh, Paul's just called Paul now. Okay, that makes it simpler. All right, so Tank is trying to kill an Overlord. Something my tanks also try to do. Looks like Spud is doing the one base defense build here, and something must have triggered it to bunker up and hunker down. Kind of missed a start here, but we do have a 2-hatch, 3-gas Eris, so Eris is probably being aggressive anyway, so probably it was a good decision. 4th gas being taken. And an expansion out of Spood in the top right there. Couple tanks, Reaper, good amount of Marines, SCV doing a little scouting action. That late expo does mean he's well oversaturated in his main base, however. And 3rd hatch going down from Eris. Yeah, it's hard to identify Zerg rushes. Well, we can't complain about that because Zerg also has a really hard time figuring out if they need to defend a rush or not, and it's a lot more difficult for Zerg. Hmm. For me, Cam, it's popcorn. Popcorn always gets me somehow. But I do kind of feel like a mushroom Swiss burger. Sounds pretty tasty. Mutalisks are not afraid of the bunker, even though the API doesn't let us know whether the bunker is empty or not. I do kind of like how it's jumping on top of the missile turrets. We've seen the difference between bot games and human games where the human player banks a bunch of mutas and just goes to win because he knows what targets to jump on top of. Kind of tough decision making, but in this case, working out really well for Eris. So Spood needs to do a ton of damage on the other side of the map, and he may end up doing that because he's dead at home. Building a bunch of depots in his own mineral line, I don't suggest doing that. Spood has taken out the natural base and still has a decent sized army to continue the main. Even a little bit of mining at his natural, plus mules, means he might be able to get a few more units out. I wish we could take a look at the fight at the natural. We can see he's pushing up the ramp on the minimap. Here we go. Whole ton of tanks. Now, those are some low hit point Marines, and the medevac's completely dried out. Would have been nice if that second medevac headed across the map to join up. Is this going to be a base race? Is anyone going to pull back and try to defend? Doesn't look like it. One tank blocking the ramp, making the other 3 tanks completely useless. No more mining on either side. We are down to 5 structures against 2. Oh my goodness. 1 structure left for Zerg, and it will be bleeding because it's off creep. 1 structure left for Terran. I can't even say who won that. I'm gonna have to look it up. They're both down to 1 structure, so technically it could have been either of them. I'm guessing it was the Terran who won. Let me look it up here. Okay, click on any game. Change the ID to this. That game was won by Spood. The Terran took it with a single refinery left over. And who knows how low it was, because that refinery was under attack by at least a few mutas. Anyways, into our next game, we have Dan the Man 3, which I believe is the strongest incarnation of the Dan the Man bots, versus the crowd favorite, Chaos bot. If anyone wants to come hang out on stream, it would be much appreciated, as I'm talking to myself at the moment. This is the cool build out of Chaos bot. So SCV is protected. You can't pile SCVs in and kill the repairing SCV of Chaos bot, so these Marines are going to be quite powerful. Although I'm not sure if he's smart enough to move his SCV through the bunker to get it out, because he could be building another bunker and kind of bunker push towards the main base there. Meanwhile, he is building a low ground siege tank, which is, I believe, there for the purpose of supporting the high ground bunker. You kind of siege up on the low ground right up against the edge. Works better on some maps than others. Not the best place to build a starport for Dan the Man. I recognize this error in my own bot, where you just continually send one SCV at a time to its death. Siege tank is up in range though, killing off the SCV first, followed by the bunker. Low ground siege tank support from a Chaos bot is not going to be able to assist. And that is it for that push. But a good amount of workers went down there. I guess that's the one advantage of Zerg in the bot world. You don't have to worry about protecting your drones too often. As long as you can start the structure, the drone is safe. Oh, the same with probes, I guess, too. Nice little tank repair going on here with the SCVs that are cell proxied. Those tanks are not in range of each other, but they're very close. Battle cruiser jumping in. This is like the 7-part attack plan by Chaosbot. I haven't looked at Seachanks yet, but I wonder what the micro is like for moving it, but also selecting targets. Must be like the same for Phoenix too. It must be a little bit awkward. Because for normal units, you just you're either moving or you're shooting. But with this unit, you got to be doing both, targeting and moving. Forward siege tank does go down, allowing Dan the Man to take his natural. Chaosbot is taking a really weird expansion in that it's the one you normally take. That's not very Chaosbot-like. Viking abusing its range. BC is ignoring it anyways, which is honestly a good idea versus bot, because bots should probably never get hit by a BC with their Vikings, as Vikings are faster and can well outrange the battlecruiser. Only Yamato is the serious threat. SCV is taking out a siege tank, and they'll probably succeed in the process. 2 more BCs jump in. Viking continuing to slowly poke away at them. Natural does go down for Dan the Man. And his economy is 0. Does he have minerals? No, but he does have an orbital, so technically he can get back into this game. If he can mule. Third BC arrives. I think this game is all but over. Mule does get taken out immediately too, so it doesn't get those 50 minerals that was required. But there's still a tryhard Viking. GG. So next up, I believe it's another one with Chaosbot. Chaosbot versus Whalemene, which is the random bot of Shark Nice. I'm guessing we won't be seeing Whalemene in Pro Bots, however. I think Shark Nice will probably take his Protoss bot in. Now that he has a build which may be, a micro machine killer, it's hard to justify to bringing in the random bot when you got a Protoss build that's so strong. I wonder, is there any rules in Pro Bots where you have to stick to the same race every game? I wonder if Shark Nice could do something like, let's try out my Protoss build, and then if it loses to Micro Machine, I'll switch to my random bot. Yeah, hey, Soupcatcher.
Hello. How's the microphone this week?
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. Reboot required. I think I saw in Probots that you had to stick to the race. So if you're random, then you have to stick to random.
I was thinking though, like Rasper could combine both of his Zerg bots if he wanted. He could make a amalgamation of Spiny and Eris and bring it to Pro Bots. That would be allowed because it's all one race.
That's a nice thing with bots, right? It's easy combine all your bots into one.
Yeah. And they may even be using the same code set as well. Did we? It didn't play the second Chaos Bot game, did it? We're into the next one. This is Cheezerg versus Paul. Cheezerg doing his spine rush from the third. Paul's like, I have no time for that. Let me just go right into your main base with a ton of Zerglings.
And then Nidus.
Build a Nidus and then walk across the map. Okay, so no main base left for Cheezerg. However, he does still have a mining base that's protected by a bunch of spines. Protected by spines and on offense for spines.
Taking a natural now.
Yeah, I'll queue up that game again from Chaos Spot. It might sometimes these replays have trouble loading on the stream. I'm not sure why. These queens are pretty idle. The spine attack is real. Pulling drones not advised. But even if he loses his natural, he's still kind of ahead. Sorry, what was that?
Pretty even workers still.
Mm-hmm. It looks like these Zerglings are going to be attacking 2x2 though, which is not a good choice versus a ton of spines.
The queens are still here.
Yeah, the queens are idle back in the main base, but then Cheezerg decided to expand down there. So like, ooh, a nearby target. The queens are going to be able to intercept the lings and the drones that are coming back and forth. Oh no, lings coming to kill off the queens though. But lots of transfuse energy. I don't think this is going to work.
Yeah.
Spines have progressed into the main base, however. I think that's all she wrote.
Yeah, 0 workers.
I like Spine Color Rush for that reason.
You
can make the spines like reusable. When you cannon rush, all the ones in the back become useless as you push forward. But spines, you just pick them up.
The Ling counter looked pretty strong. I think if you had just run into the drone line instead of fighting the spines, could have killed all the drones. Because there weren't any spines back at the base. They were all pushing forward.
Yeah. Cheezerg was definitely dead, but Paul just doesn't have the right reaction to mass spines. All right, Sharkbot versus Micro Machine.
Ooh.
We already know the winner here. Just how is it done though? So Sharkbot has a really strong macro build now that was made to beat Micro Machine. I'm not sure if that's what we're going to see here, but he's also full of lots of cheese, which can also beat Micro Machine. So options aplenty.
Oh, no production tab.
Is that the only build Cheeserg uses? I believe so. Proxy hatch starting at the 3rd. Now, there's more builds by that author, as he has other bots besides the Zerg bot. But I think that's all that Cheeserg does. I think AIC is working on it, though. He's adding like ling speed to that build, so it might evolve over time. Reaper getting in there, doing a good amount of damage. Just one Zeld out, which I guess helps distract. And the Stalker to push it away. Zeld almost went down, actually. I like how Sharkbot can detect like these choke points or like these high ground positions right above a ramp. I've noticed he puts like batteries like right at the top of ramps, like even further out on the map as well.
Know why we're sometimes not getting the production tab?
Yeah, I think it's off by default. Normally I would go on and just add it, but we lost our team viewer license, so I'm not allowed to get on the streaming server anymore.
Ah.
So we gotta take a look at that. I haven't seen. Normally that'd be something Laddie I think would do, but we haven't heard anything from Laddie in a little while.
Where's in chat?
Oh, never mind. He's here. So the auto observer should be hitting the D key. Okay, so it's a bug or something messed up. Just 3 siege tanks here. Nice little immortal micro. Wasn't sure if it was intended or not, but he was able to dodge. Although you can't do War Prism micro to dodge siege blasts. There's no projectile to a siege tank hit. It's instantaneous. Banshee arriving, cyclones. This does look scary. There's a high ground shield battery. That'll help a lot, especially if the immortal survives long enough. Observer goes down. That's going to be good news for the Banshees there. All these low hit point units getting picked off by the Banshees. Revelation. I think that's a very Sharkbot unique feature. Other than Protoss bots, I believe it's the only bot you use as Revelation to detect. It's a nice way of doing it. You don't have to worry about your observer getting picked off.
Yeah. That's a nice push coming in. Good to see it.
Yeah, there's something across the map, yeah. I see a bunch of red disappearing, so whatever that was going on across the map, it's doing well.
That looked pretty strong.
Zealots and Stalkers, High Ground Siege Tank, and Cloak Banshee is going to make quick work of that. I do like how the Zealots and Stalkers didn't get caught up on these like factories and starports. They kept moving forward, looking for better things to hit. whole bunch more stalkers and 2 immortals. That's going to be difficult.
That's a big army advantage.
Yeah, more than double. You're right. High ground siege tank is going down now. Still 2 immortals alive. And I can see all the expansions are under attack by Sharkbot at the moment, so the income must be minuscule for Micro Machine. Yeah, no gas income at the moment.
He doesn't actually pull the workers.
He
Defense.
pulls them away. Yeah, I don't think Micro Machine ever uses workers to fight.
Fighting with the workers there would have been a good idea.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen any bot do that well, unless it was by luck.
That's really hard to know when to do it.
Yeah, you have to have your army fight with your workers. So you can't lose your entire army, then pull workers, because they'll just, it's kind of pointless at that point. If there's a bot that could do well, it's probably Micro Machine, because he has that like combat simulator. You can see if there's a fight that he's close to winning but can't quite win, then that's a good time to pull workers to assist. Very nice. Sharkbot, this build has also torn my bot apart, and I was using my best build versus a sort of Tempest-less style. So, Protoss macro without Tempest, beating the best Terran bots. That's pretty good. All right, next up we have some new bots that just joined the ladder, either this week or the week before. So I believe the new one here is Who Needs Army, although Rokibot is fairly new itself.
Looks like a worker rush.
Yeah, I'm going to guess that as well, based on the name and based on the drones moving across the map. But it's a drone rush bot. It's not a probe rush bot. And what's it doing? It's stacking up on a mineral before attacking.
Yep.
And I'm not sure what Rokibot did there, but he killed almost no workers. So maybe he was just repairing his own SCVs instead of attacking back. I wonder if this bot came from that Flat 48 competition. The competition added a whole bunch of new worker rush bots to the ladder.
Is it? Oh, but this doesn't look good.
Yeah, Rokibot's been around for at least what 3 months at least, I would think. At least there's one drone who knows what it's doing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and skip to the next one, as this looks quite over. But Who Needs Army, living up to its name? Was the APM like sky high? $45,000. I'm not even sure how you do that, right? Because he only has like 10 workers. So if all 10 units get a command every game frame, like you run the math on that, multiply by 22, multiply by 60 seconds. That still comes up nowhere near 45,000 APM. Can you give one unit multiple commands every game frame? I guess you could.
Yeah, you can queue up, I guess, but I don't know. That might count as multiple commands.
Okay, so Forky Dogs against Tonybot. So Tonybot's the new one. And it's more advanced than a Worker Rush, as we can see. Decent build order, actually. Pylon Gateway, Double Gas, Cyber. Seems about right. Looks like it's going to be a 4-gate.
Yeah.
I think.
Interesting.
Is it?
Yeah,
you're right. It is.
Natural.
Oh, we'll have larva issues, I guess. Probably see a good fight here then.
Just take it in the natural. Then.
Oh, okay. Well, the third macro hatch, I'm not seeing the purpose of. I mean, if you're going to just Ling Flood all in and you're never going to expand, then you do need 2 hatcheries. So I guess in the main base is a little bit safer.
Yeah.
So Mass Ling should beat Mass Stalker, but the Lings have to attack. Which they're not doing.
Not one by one.
Nice little back and forth micro out of Tonybot. So I'm gonna guess this is probably a Sharpie framework bot. Let's see if there's any information on them.
It says Python. At least.
Just Python? Yeah. Yep, no info. If a new bot can micro, though, there's probably a good chance it's using Sharpie.
Yeah. Things are very conservative.
Yeah, so just slowly gaining the victory, or kiting back and forth versus a sparse amount of Zerglings every time. Shield regens kicking in to help a lot. And I think even if the Lings all attacked now, it'd probably be too late. The Stalker count's gotten pretty big. Well, second hatch goes down. These hatcheries did give a nice little, meat shield to the attack. It's bought him a lot of time.
Interesting wall.
Again, just as these Lings come into vision, they get dragged in one at a time.
Yeah, I don't know why these Lings are sitting there.
Yeah, they're not even getting the attack command. They just kind of, it's just the way the units automatically attack when enemies get in range. So I think Forky Dog just builds hatcheries and Zerglings. And he took a gas, so maybe he got Ling speed as well.
Yeah. Good Lings.
So good starting point for a bot. I guess this is a good example of how.
With just attacking with the Lings.
Yeah, I think so too. I think one base Mass Ling would probably beat a 4-gate that's only Stalkers. And I think... Oh, simple test map. We got a game loaded from Flat Map. Oh, I guess this one Laddie put up here. So Lila versus the Harvester. No, maybe this one I picked. I didn't look very carefully. So Lila was a new bot that I saw that beat the Harvester.
Proxy Pylon.
Yeah, didn't realize it's on this map. But this is another competition that's Well, the competition itself is over, but you can still add a bot to this ladder, which runs games. As you can see, the map is tiny with no blockers of any sort, so it's very pro brush centric. And that didn't stop Lila from taking an expansion. This is open hatch first on flat 48.
Yeah.
Harvester attacking in. This was a randomly selected game from Lila, but it might also be the only macro game that ever existed in this competition. Both players trying to expand to the bottom left. Hatchery's probably going to go down, but when it does, these probes are going to be in trouble. Oh no, they pull back. Left over the sliver. I think Harvester is blocking himself from expanding. His own probes are blocking that expo. I can't quite see it right, but yeah, he's got one probe trying to expand there and the other probe trying to block the expansion. So good testing of his like Nexus blocking code. It does work well as it works against himself. I don't think Micro Machine never tried this map. But Micro Machine's authored has a pro brush bot who did well on this map, I believe.
Look at the army supply.
I know. He's got like
I think Lila's
15 roaches and something. Harvester is stuck on its build order, I think, because it's not doing anything, waiting for that hatchery to go up. Nexus does go down, and this should be the beginning of the end. Well done, Lila. So it's hard to tell on that map, but it does look like a bot that can expand and can take up the roaches. So
yeah,
pretty impressive for a first draft.
Is it on the normal ladder?
Yes, it's in both ladder. It's on both ladders. I randomly selected a win, and I didn't realize it was on from the flat 48. Oh wait, this is Dynaman versus Chaos Bot. So we did see this one, right? Yeah, we definitely saw this one. So I guess it was the first one that didn't run from Chaos Bot. Let me load up that one. And then what happened to the game that Laddie queued up? I'm confused. Nightmare versus Nibbles. We didn't get to see that one either. Oh no, here it is. Okay. So yeah. This is what high-end worker rush looks like.
13-13. Both gets the next kill.
So it should be a massive advantage for the Protoss, the fact that they have shields, as long as they allow the shields to regenerate. Who authored these bots anyways? Nibbles was authored by Rasper, so the author of Spiny and Eris. Nightmare by Armageddon, who wrote our Straylock.
It's a very nice dance.
Both of them even mining a little bit as well. What chaos this looks like. It looks like they're all given like the find random location command. Just scattering. It looks like Nibbles has the income advantage. Well, no, it's tough to say.
Not
They're
by
both bringing in
much.
about 200 minerals a minute. All depends who's on the offense and who's not. Yeah, no Nightmare is untouched at home. It has 4 probes going. Huge worker count lead though for Nibbles, up to 30. So he must have had the better income for the majority of this match.
It looked like he also managed to get kills.
That's important.
A lot, yeah. Look at the losses.
Oh wow, yeah. He's only lost one
Only
drone.
lost one. Yeah.
Wrecked. Where's your shield advantage now?
I guess the probes are too defensive. Want to preserve their shields.
Yeah,
They never
which is
managed to get
fine if
any
they
kills.
actually do it, but apparently they were losing a whole ton of them as well. Yeah, if you have code like retreat when shields equals 0, then it's probably not good enough. You kind of need to see how many probes or how many enemy workers are nearby and maybe pull back early before you lose the shields. Let's see human versus bot on that map. Yeah, I don't know. It would depend on the bot, I guess. I don't think even on a normal map, a good pro brush bot would be beatable by a human. It's a Spud versus Eris again. Let me go back to Discord. We definitely missed a match, unless I'm stupid. It was Chaos Bot versus Whale Meme. Did we see that one?
I was a bit late to the stream, so I don't know.
I think I mentioned it, but
Yeah, I think that one we saw.
okay, we'll give it a try. If it looks familiar, then I think that's it for this week in terms of our games. But next week, I believe the community stream will happen right as the season is coming to an end. So maybe we can take a look at some of the games that are right on the cusp for like who's going to get the last spot in ProBots.
Yeah.
Jump over here because work was dying down, but apparently I have 20 missed messages, and that's in this last 20 minutes. Yeah, I don't think we saw this one. Looking for TeamViewer alternative AnyDesk. Yeah. Laddie, if you're still here, maybe you can looking at installing something besides TeamViewer, as we're kind of screwed over on that license at the moment. It's okay when Sevelas and myself are both here, because then like one of us can do the login at the start of the stream and one of us can log in at the end of the stream. We both get like 2 minutes on TeamViewer before it kicks us out.
An interesting expansion location.
Yeah, KSBot I think does random selection for where he puts his production and also where he expands to.
And one base muted from gaming. Assume.
Yeah, so this is all going to come down to the early Marine count. Oh, there's a missile turret as well. One base muta is not very much gas, so you don't get to build many mutas. You kind of have to overwhelm in their very first attack to get something done. Is able to find the expansion here. This is pretty good.
There's nothing defending here.
Okay. So this might be enough to make a game out of it if he takes out this space. Because he has expanded behind it.
He's taking his third as well.
Ignoring the Viking. Planetary goes down. Viking goes down. Now Chaos Bot's going to have to rely on the chaos of his bot.
It's another ninja base.
Yep. The funny thing about Chaos Bot is if he loses his main base, it doesn't really matter that much. Because his production's all over the map and his expansions are all over the map. Nice missile repair. These mutas are dropping like flies now. And if he loses all these mutas, I guess that'll probably be game. Nope. Okay, the Zerglings and the Glaives from the mutas got all the SCVs down.
10 workers, I guess, at the ninja base.
And those workers are trying to come over to repair this command center, which means they're just committing suicide. The vast majority of mutas did get killed, though, so that's kind of been reset. He's lost his third base, and something's in his main base. Is that a battlecruiser circling around? No, it's not circling.
Another tank?
Need to spread out to look for the final structures. But I don't think he found the expansion. He did find the starport, however. Tank is dropping to the Mutalisk, but there's still something in the main. It is a battlecruiser.
It is a battlecruiser.
I mean, he does have enough mutas to kill the BC, but he can't go in one at a time. Mutas are quite bad versus battlecruisers, so. Whalemean retaking his third. Still no answer for the battlecruiser, but I don't think Chaosbot can produce anything anymore. I'm not even sure if he has a barracks or not. The BC must be up to an insane amount of kills at the moment, though.
Something building. It looks like some production. Oh no, supply depots.
Depots and I mean, he does have a ton of money, so repairing that BC is definitely in the cards. Yeah, BC's already back to full health. And one BC win the game. I think the answer is probably yes.
Maybe.
Whalemy might have broken too. His mutas are not doing anything anymore. He's only producing workers, even though he has 1800 gas. Yep. Gasbot has broken the Whalemane.
So 5 base though. Produce a lot of workers.
The Whalemane has lost 8,000 resources, and I think that's all from the battle cruiser. Well, I mean, I guess he lost some mutas on offense, but the rest of it was all the battle cruiser. And at this point, Chaos Bot is not dead anymore. He's got at least one production structure, and he has another base. And
Other tanks and marines coming.
unless this BC bugs out, it's never going to die either. Facing 1 or 2 mutas at a time when it can teleport and repair. Yeah, factory building siege tanks, but in a place where all the siege tanks get trapped.
No.
He's
Those are
canceled
games
that
now.
simulator, or he's canceled that extractor like 100 times.
Keeping the battle cruiser distracted.
I can't believe the supply count's actually even. I thought Whalemane's been dead for like 10 minutes. He's expanding, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, the good thing about making drones is you get lots of money, but most of those drones are being funneled to their death in the main base, unfortunately. Second battle cruiser arrives. It's time range of a spore. Not a big deal, though. Let me see if I can get on TeamViewer just to click on that battle cruiser. We gotta see the kill count on that thing. $352 kills. And that doesn't include like the 150 extractor cancels they caused as well.
Third battle cruisers here.
Okay, I think that's all she wrote at this point. Army supply is 8 for Whalemane versus 3 battle cruisers. It's just how long can this mass expanding pay for itself before? Because he doesn't even have too many drones at these bases. Most of them have run back to the main base in a futile attempt to set that up. Okay. Thus it ends. And I believe that is the last game of the stream.
All right. Nice.
So, yeah, same time next week, guys, and it'll be a little more of a special episode, I guess, as it marks the end of the season. The season will be ending during the stream, I think is where we got set up. And then, and then the next season, I believe we're going to be on the newest map pool. So our games of StarCraft will look like human games of StarCraft finally.
I'm sure.
I mean, at least it won't look like it's from, a year ago because of the maps are so old. Yeah, that's our idea. All right. Thanks everyone. Laddie, I'm not sure what's involved with setting up the VOD. but I don't know how to do that. That's Savalas's job. So if there's something that needs to be done, maybe you can do that. Yeah, I'll see you guys. I'm out of here.
See you.